Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to JiggyTalks Q&A, the series where I answer questions asked by all of you. For this episode, I'll be taking a look at some of the questions that involve me as a person, sort of an all-about-me episode, if you will. Black Rose Audios asks, what color are my eyes? Well, as my avatar would suggest, my eyes are brown. I've been told by some people that they sometimes change color, but in general, they are brown. Going along here with questions on my appearance, Minty Bean asks, is your hair really that long? As in, if it's really as long as the avatars show. The hair length on my avatars has generally stayed the same, so the one that you're seeing right now in this video, which is a new one, is the one that I use generally for my other audios, and that's how my avatar has kind of stayed. As for my hair length, for the longest time it's actually been a lot longer than that. I tend to grow my hair out quite a bit, but actually just the other day I got my hair cut. I think every 2 or 3 years, I donate 10 inches of my hair or more to Locks of Love or other charities that are similar to that. Basically what that is you cut your hair into a ponytail at a certain length and you mail it into them so that they can use it to make wigs for cancer patients or other people whose medication or treatment requires their hair to be lost from their head. And like I said, I've done this a couple of times before. I think this might have been my 3rd time doing it. Unfortunately, a lot of my hair was cut off, more than I expected. So right now, my hair is actually shorter than the avatar that you're seeing right now. I plan on growing it out. Maybe it'll take a few months, but I plan on getting it back to that length right there. Terry asks, do you like aesthetic clothes? And if you don't, then what kind of clothes do you like? I've actually been historically very boring when it comes to clothes. I don't really buy too many new clothes for myself unless they're suits. I usually wear plain t-shirts that don't have any kind of logos or markings on them or anything like that. I typically don't wear jeans. I wear khakis or other kinds of materials for pants or shorts. But like I mentioned before, I do enjoy wearing suits whenever I can. Any sort of setting that I could wear a suit in, I always take that excuse. Lately, I've been wearing button-up shirts, kind of like those Hawaiian shirts, but with different patterns on them. Some of them plain, some of them with different kinds of things on them. It's probably because it's been so hot, but I figured out that I like wearing them. Other than that, I'm pretty plain when it comes to my clothes. FNAF Foxy asks, do you play any sports? Well, I've never been much of a sports person, now or growing up. I've never even been interested in watching them. Football, soccer, basketball, anything like that, never really interested me. When I was little, I actually swam a lot, and I think that continued on into high school until I finally quit, and I haven't been involved in sports ever since then. But during my childhood, I did swim quite a bit. It was an ongoing thing, and I never really took a break until I finally quit. Male cis NY life yes asks, are you an affectionate person? Do you play any instruments? Well, as to your first question, it's a little difficult to proclaim something positive about myself. But I would like to think, yes, that I am an affectionate person. Usually that's constrained to people that I'm romantically involved with. I feel like I'm a very closed off person in real life, and even with a lot of my closer friends, it's been very hard for me to open up as an affectionate person. But in the romantic relationships I've had, I have been very affectionate towards my partner because I'm not a very masculine person. I'm a very emotional person, and I really love being affectionate to my partner. As for the second question, do you play any instruments? I do. There are a couple videos on my channel that involve me playing instruments, whether it's, I believe the only song that I have uploaded on here is The Only Living Boy in New York, in which I played a 12-string guitar. And then there is a Sleepy Time guitar music kind of audio where I played my 6-string guitar. Other than that, I play a couple different kinds of dulcimers, which it's very hard to explain, but it's a folk instrument, and one of them that I have is shaped like a guitar and kind of played like a guitar. It's a very simple instrument, and then the hammered dulcimer that I have is a very complex instrument in which there are a bunch of strings that are laying across in groups of 3 strings that you hammer with these little wooden, for lack of a better term, mallets or hammers. They're very small, and it's a wonderful, wonderful instrument, very beautiful. Sheila asks, what's your favorite color? Well, my first favorite color is purple, and it's a little bit darker of a purple. I really like that deep, almost the kind of saturation that you would expect from burgundy, but with purple. That's the kind of purple I like. And then my second favorite color is actually pink, like cherry blossom pink, the very unsaturated, very close to white, soft pink. That's the kind of pink that I like, but I don't really tell people that too often. Elbassi49 asks, what's your favorite band or favorite artist? Well, my favorite group or band or artist would be Simon and Garfunkel. It's a duo of people, one of which being Paul Simon, the guitarist, the songwriter, and singer, and then Art Garfunkel, who is primarily a singer. Their 2 voices paired together complement so well that it's absolutely legendary. They're known the world over as one of the best harmonic duos of all time. That paired with Paul Simon's songwriting, and you get just such a wonderful myriad of songs. Paul Simon's finger picking with his guitar is absolutely wonderful, and it's primarily the songs that I tried to learn on guitar back when I did a whole lot of learning and practicing with that. And then Art Garfunkel is such an angelic voice. He can sing so high. He's just such a unique sounding individual. I would say that he's my favorite male singer. And I was actually able to go and see Art Garfunkel live in concert sometime in the past year. And I count myself very, very lucky to be able to see him during my lifetime, because their era was much longer ago, much older than when I was born. So to be able to see him is probably something I will very likely never be able to do again. But that's my favorite artist, group, or band, Simon and Garfunkel. You can't beat them. Blink Once asks, What are you afraid of? Well, I'm a very anxious person, and I feel like a lot of that stems from social interactions. I'm a bit of an introvert, well, extremely introverted. But I've been getting out of that with some of the jobs that I've been doing. A lot of it has to do with not necessarily customer service, but talking with people, and being able to be a personable guy. And even though I prefer to stay at home and enjoy a quiet evening playing video games, I'm still able to get out of that and do what I need to do for the jobs that I have. But yeah, I think that anxiety still lingers on no matter what I'm doing. Alex the Great asks, what kind of milkshake would you bring to the yard? Well, I like my shakes vanilla, but not just any kind of vanilla. I enjoy malts. I'm not sure if it's a normal thing to have vanilla malt shakes, or if that's something that anybody ever does. And I know it's usually a chocolate malt when it comes to that sort of thing, but I like vanilla malts. Other than vanilla malts, I enjoy banana milkshakes as well. So there you go. That's your 2 milkshakes. Because, you gotta have 2. Vanilla malt and banana. The last question for today is personally my favorite question that I've received so far. KDW0812 asks, what are you? Well, sometimes I like to think that I'm human, but honestly, that's debatable. To all of you listening, and who have ever listened, maybe I'm just a voice. Or perhaps an idea. An idealism? Or perhaps a dream. I'm an imaginary boyfriend. I'm a sleeping partner. Perhaps I'm an understanding voice. Whatever I might be to you, I hope it's something positive. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for today's episode of JiggyTalks Q&A. If you have any questions for me that you want answered in the next episode, make sure to comment them down below. And if you see a question that you really like that somebody already commented, give it a nice thumbs up so I can see which ones people want me to answer. Till next time, everybody.